Yeah, this is a question that I do a lot of listening on, and I think that's important to do. People stand on both sides of the issue. One of the things, it's hard for me to say yes or no right now because the bill that passed the Assembly included the non-wovens facility, which is about 100 jobs, and we have since learned that that facility is actually closing. So we do need to see new numbers. As I understand it, there has not been a new bill put in front of the voting Senate upcoming to do that. I think what's unfortunate right now is that people who work at Kimberly-Clark and people in the supply chain could have had an answer in March. That bill was up for debate. Roger Roth, as Senate President, had the ability to bring that to a vote in March, and he pulled that back because of pressure from his committee. And frankly, he did that because he did not have the votes within his own party. Now, we have legislators we have a Republican governor, we have a Republican Senate and a Republican Assembly, and we have a candidate, a seated senator who is in a leadership position, and he can't get this bill through. My problem with this, when they say things like, well, we need Democrats to vote on this, is that I'm sure Democrats would be happy to be part of this process, but that should have started when they were writing the bill. That should have started when they were bringing people to the table to say, how can we keep these jobs here? How can we find a solution that works both for the taxpayers and for Kimberly-Clark? Democrats weren't invited to the table then, and to say that they need our votes now to pass something, I think is disingenuous at best. My biggest problem is the flux. People could have had that answer, like I said, in March. It's been 8 months, and in the meantime, although there's going to be an extraordinary session, and of course that will involve a listening session ahead of time, where have the listening sessions been this entire time? We've had 8 months when we could have town halls in Fox Crossing, in Neenah, in the community, listening to business owners, listening to the chamber, listening to people who work there, finding out what they think and what impact this might have for them, and we just haven't been doing that, and I think that's a shame. I'd like to get to yes on a bill. I'd like to make sure that we can keep jobs in this area, but it's going to have strategic, long-term investment. It's going to have some guarantees that I don't think are in place in the current bill.
Well, I'm excited that the Senate is going to be coming in an extraordinary session in November. I support the Senate passing the KC bill, more than least of which because I'm the author of the legislation, but more importantly because of what it does for Northeast Wisconsin. There are 500 family-supporting union jobs that are at stake at this Cold Springs facility right now. And not just that, set aside the jobs for right now. It's all of Wisconsin benefits by us coming in and passing this. Kimberly-Clark, just at that Cold Spring facility, has a supply chain of 237 other businesses in Wisconsin where they purchase $52 million in goods and services. So it's in the best interest, not just of Kimberly-Clark, not just of the Cold Spring facility, but for the 257 other businesses that are in the supply chain that we come in and pass this. And then on top of that, Kimberly-Clark is looking at putting a potential $500 million of investment back into this facility over the next 15 years. So this is a win-win for Northeast Wisconsin. And the kind of products that they're making here, a lot of people think that this is a paper mill. They're not creating paper at this facility. They're creating consumer products, particularly adult incontinence products. And when you look at what's happening demographically in the United States right now, baby boomers every year aging more and more into retirement. These are the kinds of products, Depends diapers and so forth, that they make at this facility. They will be in high demand going over the next 30 years. And the one spot we'll have in the United States where they'll be manufacturing these products would be right here in Fox Crossing, Wisconsin. That's why I'm fighting so hard for this, and that's why I will do everything in my power this November to make sure that the Senate passes this.